Hi guys, my name is Mandy Jones and I am a client of Adam Atkinson with See You Later Leaner, and I am so excited to document my first time ever competing in the brand new division Fit Model this year in the MPC. So to give you a little background about myself, I am 37 years old, so I am now also a master's athlete. I have been competing in bikini in the MPC since 2021. I actually reached out to Adam in February of 2021 expressing that he came as a referral to me for a coach for competing, and I wanted to work with him. I remember sending him the email with some basic check-in photos. My husband actually, who I'll tell you a little bit more about, also wanted to compete. So we both worked with Adam in our very first competition. Mine was in June of 2021. Behind me is some of my competition photos. Actually, I think the one right down there is from my first year in 2021. I competed in bikini in 2021, 2022, and then we took quite a long off season of 18 months and then did about a 6-month prep. And I competed last year in 2024 in 3 shows that finished with MPC Universe out in New Jersey. So a little bit more about my competing background is I have done a handful of regional shows. Each year I did at least 2 regional shows, and then I've done 2 national shows. So I did MPC Universe in 2022, and obviously, like I said, I did it last year in 2024. So more to come with my story behind that and what led me to Fit Model, but a little bit more about me as a person is I am married to my husband, Greg Jones. We actually met at Michigan State University where we were both college athletes. This side is my college basketball jersey. I was a 4-year letter winner at Michigan State, as he was for the Michigan State football team. And we have been married for 12 years now. We have 3 beautiful children. My daughter, Ava, who is 9. My older son, Max. Oh, I'm sorry. My daughter, Ava, is 10. It goes too fast. My older son, Max, is 9. And my younger son, Malachi, is 5. They keep us very, very busy as they are both heavily involved in sports. And my little guy is just getting started. My husband and I are both business owners. I actually have my hand in 4 different things. I am a macronutrition coach, so I work with clients one-on-one. I also run a skincare business with Olive Tree People. I am a co-owner of an athleisure brand called By Day by Night with my sister, my brother-in-law, and my husband. And then on the side, I also do some radio color analyst for women's basketball for the Michigan State women's basketball team. Big surprise, go green. So we all stay very busy, but bodybuilding was something that truly fell into my lap at a gym I used to work out at, and I'm so glad it did. I think I was really struggling post-motherhood to find my next fitness goal, what was going to be right for me. After spending so many years in competitive basketball, it just felt like I was still longing for the next goal, the next competition, anything that I could kind of grasp onto and really, like I said, have goals that I was striving for with. I knew halfway through my first prep that bodybuilding was not just going to be like my one and done show or one and done year. It was something I really wanted to put that delayed gratification to work and see what I could produce and what I could create. Now, taking it back to Universe last year, after having a pretty long off season and feeling like I had come in with my personal best physique, once I saw the physiques that were on that stage, I just didn't feel like I still fit the mold. My constant feedback, as most bikini athletes is, or the feedback a lot of us hear is to grow. I felt like my shoulders had really gotten in a good position where I was starting to fit the mold for the category at an amateur level, but my glutes and posterior chain definitely still needed years. I am a natural athlete, so growth comes quite a bit slower, but it's just something for me that I value in my journey here is to remain a natural athlete. And I have so much respect for the sport, no matter how people navigate it. But for me, that was what's best. And so I remember even reaching out to Adam after Universe while I was still at the airport waiting for my husband, and asking him, do you think I have a place here? do you think I have a place in NPC bikini? And I've always respected Adam for his honesty. And we had a really good talk about that it's going to take some time. I needed to take a longer off season again, probably another 18 months to get closer to the end goal of really placing high at a national show and eventually getting my pro card just like everybody else strives for at national shows. You know, it's a why not me mentality. And I've always been that person that believes if I can see the girl next to me do it, I know I can do it too. But this was starting to feel a little out of reach. So I was sitting in a place of frustration with bodybuilding, and I was 6 months into my off season, and in walked the fit model category, an announcement from Tyler Mannion. And I remember sending it right over to Adam and being like, do you think this could be a fit for me? Do you think this could be what I jump into and have big goals that are a little bit more realistic for me? And then add those goals also to the natural stage that is emerging in the NPC. And he was like, let's take a look at it. Let's see how this category kind of unfolds, and see what's going on. And the more they explained it, the more and more I felt like I was feeling a part of the puzzle. You know, it started to feel like this was the category genetically that was going to make the most sense for me. I am 5'8", which in this world, everyone calls me tall. I know there are 6-foot competitors out there, but the norm of what we typically see on the bodybuilding stage is, you know, around 5'5" or below. And I feel like with fit model, height can almost be an advantage. That's just been my take so far. I've always had longer legs, so growing them has been a big challenge for me. I know I definitely have muscle on them, but to get the stature of what we're starting to see win national shows, even at the amateur level for NPC, I just knew I might not be able to get there genetically, or it was just going to take me about 4 to 5 years. And then by then the category could change. So fit model just seemed like the right go ahead for me to get on stage, because I was not planning on being on stage this year. We actually have a very fun family vacation planned coming up in just a couple of days here. We leave March 11th, which will be when I'm less than 4 weeks out from my first show. So definitely wasn't the most ideal, but I couldn't resist not competing in fit model in its inaugural year. I was like, how cool would it be to be part of the first couple fit models, run first one of the first fit model pro cards, because I do have plans to go compete at the Pit Natural, and just enjoy the first year of it and feel it out and see what the feedback is, what I get, and what makes sense for me going forward in terms of which category I fit best. Is it fit model or continue to try to grow into bikini, which, as we've also seen, can evolve one into the other, right? I could be successful competing in fit model this year and then also be leaning after a grow season to the point where I'm fitting bikini better. So it will just have to play out a little bit. Like I said, I am currently just under 5 weeks out. My first show planned for the season is the Ohio Natural, the Dave Lieberman show that's been running for years. He puts on such a great show. It's not far from my home at all here in Michigan. I've just never been ready in prep to step on stage that early, and I am feeling very ready this year. So I am so pumped. It's also a natural stage. That was kind of something I committed to myself last year after Universe and feeling a little down about where I placed in my physique. Was I told myself that I will only put forth the effort to step onto natural stages going forward. I will try to stick to that. There's some shows that are just so enticing that I let that go. But since saying that, my 2 shows planned for this year are both natural stages. So I'm really anxious to see where I stand, because in my 4 years of competing, 3 years of actually stepping on stage, I have yet to do a all natural show. So it'll be a first for me in so many ways. And I am just happy to bring you guys along and do this with Adam. Like I said, he's the only bodybuilding coach I've had, and I've just learned so much from him, and I respect him wholeheartedly. And I am anxious to see how this new category plays out for myself and my competing journey. So I look forward to allowing you to be part of my life over the next couple weeks and show you how I manage prep as a wife, mom, and business owner. So I hope you guys enjoy and come along for the ride.